Hello everyone, Paul Holloway here from hollowaymarketing.com. Today is going to be my very first training video on my training website exclusively for my visitors to this website. Today what I want to go over is the topic of branding yourself. And this topic I didn't really understand in the beginning. I had that mindset in the beginning of, well, I just promote a couple opportunities and I can make some money. That you don't want to have that mindset. When you're serious about making money online, you want to focus on branding yourself. And I didn't understand that at first until later. So today, what I want to do is kind of go over my story and how I found my why, and how I effectively found my reason to do this online. Now, if you see that back there, that's let me go a little closer. You can see a little bit of this canvas that I created. You can see this is a canvas that I actually created myself. This is my father, and that is me at a very young age. What I want to try and explain about my history is growing up. My father, from that canvas, we grew up in Texas, so I spent 18 years in Texas, and growing up, he had his own company. He had his own offline company. He called it. He spent years learning the skills, and then he created his own. It was a roofing company, and he called himself Holloway Roofing. He learned the skills to do it, so he didn't know at the time. He didn't have any the online part of things he wasn't too good at, but he did know how to place ads, and he had a truck, a roofing truck, and on the truck he had a little magnet that had his brand name with the phone number, and that's really how he would promote his business when he was out and about. And he would also put in ads in the paper. And that's really how he ran his business. He was his own boss, and growing up, I looked up to that idea. I didn't want to do what he did, but when he passed away in 1997, I really saw everything that he built. And after he passed, I saw his ads being removed from the paper. I saw his truck being sold out, and basically everything that he created disappeared. And when you see all that disappear, you really see all the effort that he put into his business. So it was from that point on that I decided to carry on the tradition of what he did, not roof houses in that kind of business, but to learn a skill, acquire it, and then make a business out of it. That was my goal going forward. After my father passed away and I graduated high school, I moved forward with the idea that I wanted to create the same idea that he did. What my father did in the beginning was he learned a skill, he learned about it, and then he made a business out of it. So I didn't want to roof houses, but I did want to do that same principle moving forward. And so what I did after high school is I did what everybody does after high school. Is I thought the only way for me to learn something, to learn a skill, was to go to college. So I went to school, and I received a 2-year degree, a 2-year associate's degree, and then I also spent 1 year in film school. But as I was going along and as I was finishing up, in the background, I was also researching, how to make money online, which was what I ended up doing in the long term. My education helped out in a sense to where it gave me some skills, but it didn't really require me to get a real big, high-paying job with the diploma and the skills that I got from the colleges. What I found out in about early 2012 is when I started going online, and then I started thinking to myself, how do you make money online? And it's from that point on I realized that I didn't really need to go to school to do what I had to do. All the information that is required for you to create a business online is all available online. Some of it's free, some of it's some of you have to you would have to pay a lot of money for, but from the majority of it, you don't have to pay as much as a college tuition to get the knowledge that you need to run a business online. It's a lot cheaper to learn how to create a business online just by getting into programs and learning the skills. It's a lot cheaper doing it that way, and you'll learn a lot more if being an entrepreneur is what you want to do. So that's I spent the last 5 years just doing research, and that's what I decided to create my business out. That's where Holloway marketing comes about. Is I gathered all the information that I've learned how to do, because everything is available online. So everything that I talk about in my training is available online. It's either free information, it's available online for free, or I had to pay for it. But either way, it's still all the information that I'm going to teach you in these trainings are available online. They didn't come from universities. So moving forward, this is my brand. Holloway Marketing is my brand. It's everything that I've learned how to do online. Every single detail of what I've learned how to do is going to be available on this training. So this is my brand, and this is what I'm caring for into the future. So for you might be asking yourself, that's your brand, but what about you? What you need to think about for yourself is why you're doing what you're doing. You need to figure out your why, and I've already told you my why. My dad inspired a lot of why I went forward. If my dad wasn't, if I had never met my dad, I probably would have been inspired to do something else with my life. But my dad inspired me to do this. So, what he did was he inspired me to create my own business. And later on, as I learned and as I evolved, my why also became I wanted to become more self-employed, and I wanted to follow kind of in the same process of what he did. So that's my why of why I came aboard. And you for yourself would have to figure out what your why is. If you don't know why you're doing what you're doing, you'll have a hard time moving forward. So another thing is once you come aboard and you decide to go about creating a business online, you have to be comfortable with putting yourself in front of the camera, which in the beginning, back in 2012, I wasn't comfortable with putting myself in front of the camera. I did all sorts of different strategies. I still try to provide content out there. But in the beginning, I didn't put myself out there on video. I did blogging and I did voiceovers. What I did in the beginning, because I didn't want to put myself in front of the camera. But as I evolved, I got more comfortable with putting myself in front of the camera. So my main advice to you right now is, if you want to create a business online, you have to create content some way. Once you understand your why, you either have to start blogging or start putting videos out there every day so that people can see what you're doing, and you have to put content out every day. This is stuff that I'm going to cover in later training, but this is basically the basics of branding. In this video, you've learned more about me and how I discovered my brand. So I want to ask yourself, what is your brand? What do you want to do? And what is your why? So stay tuned for my next training. My next training, I'm going to go over mindset. And stay tuned for more training. You will see it on this website. It's officially only going to be on, all these videos are officially just on my website, so they're not available anywhere else. So definitely check that out, and I'll see you guys in my next video.